Hey, hello and welcome to another episode of UNScripted, Realty ONE Group Canada's podcast. Today, I am just so excited to introduce to you our very special guest. It's Wayne Picyk, the proud owner of Realty ONE Group Insight.
That's right.
Wayne, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
And thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
A pleasure is all mine.
Sure it is.
All right, let's get right into this,
Sure.
just so people understand who you are. But Wayne is our most recent franchisee. I've known Wayne for, years at this point. I always tried to get him to convert over to the brand I worked with. I just always saw a certain special part of you. And I always knew that you would do really great things. And I knew I needed to work with you in some capacity.
Thank you very much. Very complimentary. It's very nice to hear once in a while.
I don't normally do that. But would you mind just telling the audience a little bit about yourself, how you got into real estate, why you started your own company, and kind of how we came to where you are today?
Yeah, for sure. So I started in real estate in 1989.
Oh, boy.
Right out of high school. Just not even sure really what drew me to the real estate industry. Did
you have family in real estate?
Yeah, no, not really. I guess I saw the cars that the real estate agents were driving at the time, and I thought, I wouldn't mind driving one of those one day,
Piece of that.
Yeah. So I was involved in co-op through high school. So they placed me at a real estate office in Stoney Creek. So I got in there and just, got to see how the business operates in a sense, and I just thought, this could be something for me. So I did. I went on and I got my real estate license, and I went to work for that office, State Realty in Stoney Creek.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And from there, I went on to I did more new homes. So I got involved in new homes and the building and development portion, selling, obviously. And I really enjoyed that. So I did that for the majority of my career. But also, I was involved in resale as well and thoroughly enjoyed that and made my way through and still here 30 years later. So it's been okay, I'll have to say.
Congratulations. It's a long time.
You. It's a very long time, but thoroughly enjoyable, of course.
So what made you take the leap in opening your own brokerage? Because you started as an independent, right?
Yes, I did. I started as an independent. Why did I decide to go out on my own? I pretty much worked for everyone, that was around. And, you go from office to office. And in the end, I just decided, okay, maybe it's time to take that next step and open my own brokerage. So I did. I went on my own. Independent for I think 2 years, I guess. And as I started to get busier, it was a little difficult to recruit agents to an independent brokerage.
Right.
That's what I found. So I thought, maybe we'll go out and see if I can find a franchise that I can invest in, and maybe that brand name will attract a few more agents. And I was getting busy. I was getting a couple more builders, so I needed some bodies to sit these sites.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't growing with my independent brokerage, so I felt, okay, let's go for the franchise. And I did.
Yeah, I feel like that's totally common, especially for like independent owners, because
Absolutely.
Not only is the recruiting challenging, but then like being an individual owner, coming up with all the marketing and the training and like the
very difficult.
The technology is always changing. It's like, how do you keep up with these things?
It is.
Was your intention to grow when you started the independent, or was it more just for you to write your own future kind of thing?
No, good question. I guess I thought it was just for my own at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then, of course, there's so many expenses involved on your own, and it just made sense to grow.
Yeah.
At the time, and like I said, with getting these other builders, these representations that I needed people to cover the sites.
Yeah.
So I guess it really wasn't my intention to grow, but it just kind of evolved. It fell into that.
A natural I like that.
It's a natural evolution.
Yeah. I like it.
And that's exactly what happened. So I did. I got the brand, and I did get a few more agents, and we did grow, and it was good. Well, like anything else, Jen, you dive in and you think, oh, this is going to be great and fantastic, and we're going to grow. It's going to be huge, and yeah, it wasn't huge.
Yeah,
but it was good. Like it did what it was supposed to do over the years. Real estate is very cyclical and can be turbulent. So there was a lot of up and downs.
Yeah.
But we made it through.
Yeah,
we made it through.
And then so from your previous brand, you decided to take the leap and join Realty ONE Group. Mm-hmm. So why did you make that decision?
Okay, well, that's a good question. So of course there's expenses involved in everything you do.
Right.
Okay. And as the years went on with my previous brand, it was getting expensive.
Right.
The real estate industry is changing. It's always changing and evolving, and agents, they want to keep more of what they earn.
Right.
Like, they're out there and they're earning this commission, and they want to put more money in their pocket. With the other brand, it was very difficult for me to give them a higher split and let them put more money in their pocket. I was very limited with that because of the cost of the brand.
Right.
So I really wasn't able to do anything. And in the last, I would say 2 years, I was kind of thinking, okay, when this franchise agreement expires, I've got to do something.
Right.
I have to make a change. There's too much evolution going on here that I got to keep these agents happy. I got to somehow get more money in their pocket.
Right.
So that's what I started to look out for.
Yeah.
And having said that, I wasn't out looking for a cheaper brand. That's not what I was looking for, because I still needed the support. I still needed the backup. I still needed, the CRM system that is usually provided.
Right.
Not always, but sometimes provided.
Right.
So I still needed that stuff. I still needed Big Brother. I still needed the support.
Right.
And that's kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah, I feel like what you said, you hit the nail on the head with real estate changing, and it is so different. And then you have like these legacy brands, these old school ones that are very expensive. There are tools and services and stuff like that provided with them, but now it's kind of like you got to keep up with current times. There's lots of new players and competitors coming into the market. That give agents what they want, which is to put more money in their pocket.
Yes.
But the broker owners still need to make something from it. So
Absolutely.
It becomes, how do I fit into the new way of real estate and to kind of accommodate everybody? So, that's why I chose Realty ONE Group as well, was for something new and different that spoke to people in a different way.
I was just going to say that. It's fresh.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. It's exciting. Yeah. Where the legacy brands, some of them may be a little tired. Yeah. I know the brand I was with, it was very good at the beginning. It was great. Then the support kind of trailed off a little bit, and I'm not really sure what happened there, but the expenses were still there.
Right.
So the technology was there. It was good. It didn't work all the time. That was a big issue,
common challenge with one of the legacy brands.
And they're all introducing new stuff, which is great, but when it doesn't work, it's not great. Yeah. I'd be sitting with an agent that had thought about joining my brokerage, and I'm trying to show them something. It doesn't work. You feel like a stupid sitting there. It was very, very difficult, embarrassing almost.
Yeah.
And again, then I go at the end of the month and I see the amount that I'm, cutting a check to them for. I'm like, why are we doing this? This can't continue.
Hard.
It's not sustainable.
Right.
It's not sustainable. And I was always a believer in the brand. There has to be some kind of a brand or Big Brother backing you up somehow. It's just, I do find that today it's not as important as it was 10 years ago.
I'd agree with that.
It's not as important to be with that legacy company anymore.
Right.
It's all about you. It's all about the agent. Listen, the agent's the one that's paying for the photographer now. Right. The agent's the one that's paying for the staging now. And they can cost a small fortune.
Right.
So why are you giving up 10, 15, 20% to your broker?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And that's where Jen came into the picture. Hey, Realty ONE. I remember when you first came in, I thought, what is this? Realty what? All right, I'll listen.
I might well listen.
Right? And that's exactly what happened. We did. And I think I even told you, I got no interest in changing.
I think
Everything
you ignored
is fine.
me a few times too.
I pretty much. Well, it happens. I did.
I'm used to it.
But you know what? Like afterwards, I thought about it, and let me give Jen a call and see.
Yeah.
I think you ignored my first couple of calls actually to you. So touche. I think you got me back. I thought, what's wrong? Doesn't she want to sell a franchise? But yeah, and I'm happy that I did because all the tools and everything that's offered here is comparable to everyone else, if not better.
Right.
And really it's not as expensive, and the whole model.
Right.
The 100% model.
Right.
It works.
Right.
It works, and it works very well.
Yeah.
So we're going to make it. We're going to make it work in Stoney Creek, Ontario. As well.
Oh hell yeah! We're going to make it work. I feel like it's just having people open to the opportunity to listen and to hear what's available to them. If you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I'll 100%. Give you credit for at least listening, understanding, and seeing, could this fit in my business? Yes or no. I just think that's only good for your business, is to know what's available around you. So good on you for listening.
Well, I did. I looked around. I checked the other guys as well, and I saw what was being offered, and as I looked into Realty ONE Group a little bit further, I thought, this
Makes
is
sense.
kind of the way to go. I think
I agree.
It's a good blend, right? It's got a great brand, a lot of swag that I like, of course.
We love our swag.
That's right. I should have worn mine today. A lot of swag and a lot of good brand promotion, which is great, which is there. And yet you're still giving the agents what they need.
Like they're the star too. Yeah.
They're still the star. The websites look great. I mean, everything looked great. The CRM system, I'm using it now. Yeah, good. And very, very good. And it works.
Yeah.
Every time I log on, everything works.
It loads up.
Which is kind of nice too. So, it's an excellent change so far. I mean, we've only been we're a little over a month in.
I think.
We're still fresh, I have to say. I don't know if I'm still on the honeymoon stage, but it's been pretty good so far. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. So you had existing agents when you converted over.
Yeah.
How did they receive the news?
For the most part, very good.
Okay, that's good.
Very good. Listen, any kind of change is not going to be perfect for everyone.
Right. Change is hard.
Change is hard.
So let's talk about your onboarding.
Yeah.
How was that experience? Because I feel like, especially when you're converting from another brand or an independent, it's not just a startup, like you have agents and all this stuff. There could be a lot of things to do that I think a lot of people don't even know needs to be done.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of, other brands, like the support is there in some, it's not there in others, just to kind of walk you through. And you're kind of almost done. We're just working up to your grand opening, which I hope everybody comes to.
Yeah.
But how do you feel that support?
The onboarding process, fantastic.
Okay,
excellent. Good. Yeah. I can't say anything bad about it. It's much simpler than it was with the previous brand. Everything is definitely technologically advanced.
Okay, good.
Everything is technical, paperless. Yeah. It's again, it's a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm even pretty good with it now.
That's good. Yeah.
So that says a lot. I just have to tell you, if I can do it, truly anyone can. Yeah. But no, it's very, very easy. Yeah. Much easier than before. Everything is simplified. Everything's done through DigiSign or DocuSign, electronically signed and filed electronically. And if you need to find it, click, click, click. There it is.
Yeah. And when you pick up you can't do something, you pick up the phone and call someone at
Oh my God.
corporate, and there's always some, that's good to hear.
And that's another thing that's actually a very valid point, that Kevin has been really good. Nick has been really good. Like everyone here at the head office has been really, really good.
No one's in trouble is what
Everyone's
you're saying.
texting, no problem. Emails, very quick responses. So that's been really, really good. Again, I keep going back to the previous brand, totally different.
Okay.
Totally different. You send an email, maybe you'll get a response the next day.
Yeah, that's tough.
Maybe not. And that's difficult when I have an agent sitting here not knowing how to use their website or do something, and I need a response right away, and I can't get that. Yeah. That's no bueno.
Right.
Like we can't have that.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why you went with a brand in the first place.
Well,
right?
And the fact that the head office is somewhat local. Okay, we're 35 minutes by car. No problem.
Right.
But
Easy.
if I need something, I head down here, no problem.
Right.
With the other brand, just couldn't do that.
Right.
Just couldn't do that. So that was very, very important. So it's kind of like, and that's how I explain it to my existing agents. Yeah, we're still our own office, but even if you guys need anything, and that's kind of what I like too. Yeah. It's not just the broker or manager is the only one that can talk to these people.
Right.
No, you need something, you come on down.
Yeah, pop
and talk.
in,
or I think I gave them Kevin's email and Nick's email. Go ahead. Yeah. Email them right away and they'll get back to you. So
it's all about the collaboration and the cohesiveness and just all being sharing information.
Yes.
We're one and the same kind of thing.
Absolutely. 100%. Very, very important. And again, so far what I'm seeing is that collaboration and that communication. No problem. Yeah. I just hope it continues. But I mean, I think it will.
It's not going to.
like I said, I know we're in the honeymoon stage, but I have a feeling that it will continue, everything that I've seen so far.
Well, in 1 year from now, we'll revisit this exact
we'll
conversation
do it again.
and see if you have the same answers or not.
For sure. Even I'll just mention one thing too. And again, with the previous brand, like really none of the head honchos set foot in my office.
Yeah.
You guys have been down twice.
Yes.
In 6 weeks.
Yes.
It says something.
Right.
It does say something.
I agree with you.
So it's very, very important
to us with our franchisees to show up.
Absolutely.
To be there.
100%.
Right?
And another point that I'm just going to mention to you, speaking about the franchisees, like I've had support from the other franchisees. Chris out in Windsor, Roland up in Durham region. Yeah. These guys it's been really, really nice to see that collaboration amongst the franchisees.
And we don't even tell them to do that. That's just the people that they are,
Fantastic. Yeah. The information that's shared is really, really good. Again, with the previous brand, not so much.
Yeah, it was important to us to have a community for our broker owners to really lean into each other.
Yeah.
That's why we started that broker owner group or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I feel like the type of people that have become franchisees with us is like the type of person that we're looking for. And now they're just naturally doing it on their own to help each other be there. Like when we saw the picture of you in Windsor with Chris, Wayne went down to Windsor. It was great.
Yeah.
Like it's great just to see that without, having ask somebody to do it. They just want to do it.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you, it's very easy to become a brand ambassador. Yeah. Very easy. I was just out in Alberta. We were in Canmore last weekend. Never been there. First time. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning. Yeah. Walking downtown, there's a big brand office, real estate office. Yeah. It took everything in me not to go in there and go, hey, you ever considered Realty ONE Group? I honestly, I wanted to.
You want to tell everybody.
Honestly, you do. You feel like that. You know that there's something good here.
Right.
And you want to just be out there promoting it to everyone, whether it's selling a franchise or just recruiting agents, You just have that in you. It's been really, really good so far. That's really, really good.
So last question.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a broker owner that's, with a branded company or an agent looking to start their own company? What kind of advice? Because you've been around, you've been through a lot, you've seen a lot.
Yeah. I mean, don't do it. Obviously, is the first. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You heard it here first.
No. I'm just kidding. Obviously, you know what? Align yourself with a good brand. I mean, that's number. I mean, that has to be number one. Align yourself with a good brand, with good people.
Yeah,
you know, if you're wanting to go out on your own and start your own brokerage, I mean, all the power to you. Go ahead, do it, but just align yourself with a good brand.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And shop around.
Right. Do your research.
And do your research.
Yeah.
Look at them all.
Yeah.
You'll probably come to the same conclusion that I came to.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a while to come to that conclusion, but in all fairness, you guys weren't around.
Yeah. When you started looking.
When I started, looking for my brokerage. But I think that's just the best word of it. Do your homework.
That's great advice.
Do your homework, and you know what? Talk to other franchisees.
I like that one too. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of important as well. Like
they'll be really honest with you.
I spoke with Chris
Yes.
before I signed up out in Windsor, and he was brutally honest, and it was great, and I thanked him for it. Right. So, and based on that conversation, I had some questions for you at the time, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, so that's kind of what happened.
You have to be transparent. I don't want to tell people wrong information.
I think that's another thing is the transparency that you guys provided is great. Like I felt very comfortable coming here. I felt that I can ask the whole group any questions that I want, and you guys all answered. You answered honestly too, which is. Kind of the most important thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't all fluff and it's great. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's fantastic. Everything works. Everything's wonderful. Harrison did say, there's something here that we got to just fix. Well, I appreciate
it's
that.
on the roadmap for this time. We're going to, it's true. We are very transparent.
100%.
That's what I've always learned through 100%. Everything.
And I do find, that's one of the most important things.
No, I would agree with you. I feel like I could go award like 5 franchises after everything that you just said. Like I feel like
so do I. Woo! I feel I can get out there and get you some franchises.